We're doing it. So before we begin the run, I'd like to correct everyone in the world. It's not Lachurs. Although it looks like it should be. It's Lachurs. You actually pronounce the ch. Cannonless is a hard category. Surprised I even had the energy, the enthusiasm to submit this, but it's gonna be a fun run. I'm gonna enjoy myself, and well, I think we should kick it off. So timing starts on go. So also we don't start from file select. We start from first input. I think that was a runner's decision. That happened like 2015. We decided that. So it's a thing we do now. So yeah, timing will start on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. So in 1-1 is actually a pretty difficult level in and of itself. So the idea here is that we're gonna play the level, we're gonna play it fast, and we're gonna try and get a propeller hat. And the idea is we're gonna keep this propeller until the very end of the run. So that jump I did there is extraordinarily difficult. And here he is. Say hi to Propeller Mario. He is good. So, what is the propeller? I think that's a good question to ask. So the propeller is a power-up that lets you go up. In exchange for going up, you lose the ability to do spin jumps and do these things known as mid-air spins. So it makes platforming quite interesting because you have to kind of gauge your jump before you even have the ability to do anything to kind of make the extra difference. So a lot of the time you'll see you see me just jump and hope that I'll make it. So yeah. So 1-2, another pretty casual level. It's an underground level, like pretty much every new Super Mario Bros. Game and Mario game in and of itself. This is actually one of the 2 levels in the entire game that has motion controls within the level. So coming up here, if I don't mess up that jump, is a little turntable, I guess you say. You move that by tilting your controller, and it does cool things. And now we're invincible. So we grab the star there because the star makes us go faster. Unlike the original game for the DS, having jumping while having star power up doesn't make you lose speed. And 9 times out of 10, I will be collecting the star in a level just because of how much speed you get from it. Not because it makes the game easier, just because you go fast. So at the start of 1-3, I'm going to do a triple jump, and that's to avoid any sort of RNG. You'll see, so there's a Hammer Bro. This level is Hammer Bro infested. So we do some movement, some pretty wacky movement to get around them, but it is 100% consistent. So here you see me do a triple jump, and if he would jump there, I would have just hit his head. So yeah, another pretty casual level. What I need to remember to do is not get the secret exit, because that takes us to a cannon, and we don't want that. So yeah, as long as I jump at about, as long as I don't jump at about this point here, and we're good. Also, I'm gonna collect the Yoshi here actually. This is mostly just for a safety thing. There is one bit of RNG here that I can't control, and there's no consistent method around. So it's just easier to use Yoshi and just like make him not live anymore. And that's 1-3. What a fun level. Oh, that's right.
I'm just wondering if you could like fix that.
I fixed that.
Okay, it's good. Chat can hear me.
All good. Chat can hear you. 1 second. So Toad owes us $20, and he wants to be saved.
Alright,
we're not gonna go save him because he owes us $20. So we can let the Goomba just take him though. So I'm going to the star house here so I can get a star power up. Again, this is important. It is faster to skip this because you can technically get good RNG, but it's just 100% consistent to just grab this and move on with your day. Ooh. Radio. Yes, I'll never see that $20 again from Toad. So, towers are pretty much my favorite levels in the entire game. They're uppy levels, and as I just said before, I lost propeller suit. That's fine. I kind of know some backups. I should be fine. I'm surprised I missed that, actually. So, as I was saying, towers are uppy levels, and propeller suit is good for uppy movement. That's actually the technical term. So that's a backup propeller you can get there. But I don't actually practice getting that backup, mostly because I never lose propeller in this level. That's not the end of the world. Dude, Toad kind of threw it for me. That's what happened. Toad threw it. That's why I got hit. It was Toad. It's because we didn't save Toad. That's why. See, like I was saying, actually, this is a good time to talk about it. So you see Mario now has the ability to do mid-air spins, as you can see, and spin jumps. If you have the propeller power-up, shaking your Wii remote will cause you to fly up, which in up levels and going upwards movement is really good. We like that. But in a downwards movement, or sidewards movement, it's just really slow and unorthodox. And it's not the end of the world. I don't technically lead propeller at all in this part, in the first half of the run. It's nice to have because it does speed it up a lot. This level is one of the levels that gets sped up by propeller quite a bit. This is actually one of 3 water levels in the entirety of the game. We will be playing 2 out of 3 of them in this run. So yeah, so to speed this one up, we just jump out of the water a bit. Pretty nice to see that Mario has the ability to do that. So here we would be flying up onto those platforms you can land on. It saves a lot of time, actually, surprisingly. Instead, we have to kind of just swim under these cheeps and hope that we don't play the game poorly. The good thing is yellow cheeps swim away from you, so you can just kind of swim through them, which is nice. That's not good. Should be fine though. Yeah, just your casual sort of go left, go right and move level. This is the end here. Just jump over that purple one. Kind of just avoid everything that gets in your way. Not a hard level, but definitely a lot faster with propeller. So, another thing to note actually about this game, I got double digits on the clock, and like with most NSMB series games, getting double digits on the clock will give you fireworks, which means you get like a number of fireworks and then you get a power up. In this game, however, as long as you're not doing multiplayer or saving a Toad, you don't get fireworks. So that's kind of nice for this game. Kind of one of the upsides of this game. Oh, I missed a bubble. That's never happened before. And good now. So there is a chance that this Goomba can actually not be in our way. We had one of the spots that we like to call the 50-50 spot. There we go. There is a spot where the Goomba is 100%, like you can 100% of the time get past him. But unfortunately we didn't get past him. But it is nice to have the 3 extra mushrooms. So, moving on, 1-6. So this is a split path, right? 1-6 is much faster, and I beg to differ, but a lot of people say it's a lot easier as well. The reason I don't like it is because those paratroopers that I was just jumping on there, they have buggy hitboxes, so you can just be inside of them and just like you can be on top of them, but then just be inside them, and you're just like, well, okay, hold on. Toad is the real enemy of this run. We saved Toad by accident. We weren't meant to save him.
Mario time.
So moving on, One Castle. This is probably one of the first like actually difficult levels in the run. There's a cycle you can go for if you have propeller. We like to call it the one cycle. Very original name, I know. I can't go for it because I don't have propeller, but it involves just going over the top of this gear. So that first round of coins that you see just going under the lava now, that's the hole you get. That's the hole you get into, or the gap you get into to get one cycle. Mario died but still got his $20. That's what's important. If I die and still get my $20, I think I'll die happily. If someone owes me $20 and give it to me when I'm dead, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so I took a hit there, but it's fine because I was fast. And also I can get a backup mushroom here. So now, we get to refight this Koopaling. I actually don't know the names of them, I always guess them. So, out of habit of just not guessing them, I'm just gonna say this Koopaling, and then chat can just sit there and be like, well, it's this Koopaling actually, instead of them actually bullying me for not knowing. And again, this is actually a pretty simple fight. It's the blue one. It's the small blue one. Iggy's actually one of the ones I know. Iggy is the green one. And he's in World 5. Oh my. So another optimization you can do here actually is by collecting the key as high as you possibly can, and then just trying to get over to the right of the level as far right as you can in the ending segment, so that Mario runs out of the what's the name, the screen faster. I mess up the movement for it because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just good to know that we made it through, right? Right? Alright, so now we're in World 2, and we've avoided one cannon so far. We have a total of 6 cannons to avoid. So as long as we avoid all of them, we're good. So here in World 2, again, this is, technically we don't need propeller. If we can get a propeller backup in 2 tower, which is nice. And even if we miss that, there's propellers in 2-4. So we're perfectly, oh god, that was almost tragic. So 2-1 is another pretty self-explanatory level. Just hold right and kind of do your thing. I got confirmation from the chat that this Koopaling is Roy. So there I do a ground pound because no matter what I was gonna end up hitting one of those piranhas, and hitting piranhas is never fun. But again, just doing some jumps and hopping over everything.
Mario time.
So, I'm gonna go into this Toad house, and I'm gonna show you my awesome skill at guessing where the things are in the Toad house. This Toad house has a guarantee to give you 2 spare propellers, and that's exactly what I'm gonna aim for. So it's completely RNG where they go, but I have pretty good propeller knowing skills, so I'm gonna definitely figure out where they are instantaneously. Well, that wasn't a propeller. That's unfortunate. That's a propeller. Watch, watch, watch. This one's a propeller. Ooh, he's gaming. This one's a propeller? Hey, it is a propeller. And that one's a propeller. I'm doing it, guys. I'm gaming. Oh, that's a Bowser Jr. Oh no, that's a Bowser Jr. Oh no. Well, I mean, we got what we needed. We needed the 2 propellers. And as long as we have 2 propellers in our inventory, we can feel assured. I'm not gonna pop one of them though, because this level's again one of the levels that isn't heavily heavily propeller based. So we can just kind of wing it with normal Mario. We're kind of at the point of the run where I actually know what I'm doing with normal size Mario. Oh, okay, maybe I don't. That was kind of an iffy jump. Again, like I said, if there is a star in the level and it's quick to grab, we will always grab it. So this is one of the occasions. With the star power-up, actually, I think it's new to these games especially, but any coin block you hit, that, or at least they're, in the actual game files, they're listed as a coin/star block. But anytime you hit one of them, they will always spit out another star. So this level is one of the levels that have plenty of stars throughout it, if you have a star. Never mess that up.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
So now we move on to 2 Tower, like I said. We will be seeing Propeller come back, hopefully. It's nice to have Propeller. I love having Propeller. You go fast with Propeller.
It's a good time.
Thank you, Miko. Everyone, Miko in chat is a fellow NSMBW speedrunner. He's also Australian. He's also kind of good. So in this room here, there's a roulette block. And this roulette block actually has Propeller in it. Oh god, this isn't good. No, I don't want that. So even though I got a star, it just doesn't help in this level because star only gives you speed in vertical movement. It doesn't give you anything else. And don't fret, guys. I can just get Propeller back in the next level anyway. Thank you for the good luck, Andre. Oh, I have to wait, don't I? That's never good. We don't like waiting in speedruns. There we go. So hopefully everything goes fine from now on. So yeah, let's talk about this boss for a second. He's also pretty easy. He kind of does a big jump at the start to intimidate you, but then like, he doesn't do anything else for the rest of the thing, and you just jump on him. So he's kinda easy, to be honest.
Nice. We haven't had any donations as of recent, but let's quickly plug Beyond Blue. It's like, you know, we're Australian speedrunners and we do speedrun events to help raise money for charity. And this year we're doing Beyond Blue once again to raise the awareness of mental health and help improve the lives of others. If you'd like to donate, the link to do so is donate.ozspeedruns.com, or you can do exclamation mark donate in chat. Also, if you want to see the many incentives we have for the marathon, just do exclamation mark incentives, and it'll give you a link for that. Got quite a few. The next one is Simpsons Hit and Run. The next run, it's for language. Currently, French is in the lead.
And we got Propeller back while you were talking about that. Time to show off some cool tech. That was a sick save. That was, oh my. This is a tragic run. Holy. I'm just gonna wait a second. So the idea in this level, the gimmick is that there's this wind that pushes you. And we kinda need the wind to push us. I need to wait again for this guy to move. He's in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Holy. So yeah, we need the wind to push us so we can get up here. That's the only way to get up there. No, so the sick tech I was talking about is if you're holding a shell with propeller and you fly and you release the shell in your flight, you go back to having normal moving speed. So it's actually used in one of the levels in any percent and this run as well. To save, I think it's almost a second actually, which is huge time save in the any percent run. Not much this one, but it's kind of free, so I will do it. So moving on, we have kind of an auto scroller. So the auto scroller, it's very Mario Bros 1-esque. You have to pick the right path, and if you pick the wrong path, you have to restart the level. I'm always constantly guessing, as most people do. So the real gimmick is that you just pick whichever one's the hardest. And not much really else to say about this level.
You got time for a quick donation?
Absolutely.
We just got a $2 donation from Anonymous who says, shout out to all the runners, fantastic performance.
Just another level where we kind of just get to swag out a bit. Make sure to donate to Beyond Blue. Great cause. This is actually one of the parts that there's a really funny clip from one of my friends, Josh, who was running 80% No Red 5, which does this level, and he was messing around and trying to do the 100%, so he was trying to get all the star coins, and that last one he decided to ground pound because there are a lot of dry bones on it, and he didn't realize that by ground pounding he was going to break all the bricks underneath it, so he just ground pounded into the lava, and I thought that was pretty funny. You guys should laugh in chat. I'm really funny. I got 470. That's a very decent door. Okay, so coming up, this is the second fight with Roy. Roy has some pretty strange behaviors in this game. So he spawns these pipes up the top, and he likes to jump into them. And it's completely RNG which one he comes out of. But we want him to come out of one of these two that I'm standing under first try. So he came out third. The worst you can get is 4 spawn. But after that, he's pretty easy. I know exactly where he's going to pop up, so he's going to be here. There he is in chat. The man, the myth, the legend, Josh TGR. And that's that fight over with. So as you can see with the propeller suit, we're able to get a lot of height. So we're able to grab these keys pretty early on in the level, or at least in the animation, right? And now we see Bowser Jr. jump into the airship again. This scene is pretty unnecessary, I think. It the gist is Bowser Jr. just needs to run away. So we lose like 30 seconds each cutscene. So it's quite interesting to see other categories like All Towers, which is about 10 minutes faster than this category, where we just run the entire 80% route up to airship, and then that pretty much cancels all of that cutscene out. So moving on, we're now in World 3. World 3 has the gimmick of ice. Although ice, Although in this world we get introduced to the penguin power-up, we don't actually take the penguin power-up at all. At least in the most optimal route, we don't take it at all in this world. But in the current like RTA viable route, we're going to be taking the penguin in the last level. This level is again one of those sort of just run right and jump levels. There's some pretty awkward triple jumps to do, so like here you do a triple jump here to get up onto this platform. But apart from that, it's just another pretty easy level. Oh, actually, something to note. So in this game, ideally you want to slide down as many down slopes as possible and run, jump up any up slope. So here's another one of those awkward... Oh, I messed it up. Never done that before. That's actually the end of the level right here too. Jeez. So optimal on that level is a 431. We got a 426 on the in-game timer up the top right. That's one thing the NSMBW community does a lot. They always blurt out their IGT when they finish a level. So coming up here, the start of this level has some pretty awkward movement, at least from what I do. A lot of other people don't quite do this. But again, it's just one of those levels where it's, I'm gonna jump up, yeah, there we go. Again, another level where it's just a hold right and sort of play the game level. Here actually we're gonna get the star from this block. And that strat is 100% consistent and easy, and everyone should do it, instead of actually trying to jump up and hit the block. It was actually kind of nice of Nintendo to put these bricks up here to jump off of, so we don't have to worry about all the bullet bills down the bottom.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
So remember back in World 1, how we were talking to Toad and he was telling us that we should go save him, and that we didn't go and save him, we just went the opposite direction and collected a star? Well, this is where the star's main use is, right here. So we're not actually using it in a level per se, but we're actually going to equip it so we can just get through these guys without having to have to fight them. Well, that was nice and quick of them.
Go time!
My favorite world in this game is World 6. So this is actually a pretty difficult level. Thankfully we have the propeller, so it makes the level a hell of a lot faster, as you see. I need to focus here because this jump's pretty difficult. And now you can see kind of how Nintendo just designed this level for propeller movement. How everything just comes together so nicely. Ooh, that was clean. I think world record gets like 534 or something there. So now we're fighting this guy. I don't know his name. All I know is that he's the ball one, and I forget that he comes out there. He's actually a pretty quick fight. I just remember him as the bouncy ball one. He's probably the most annoying of all the bosses as well, which is, yeah. But that's the first half of World 3 done. Now we move on to the second half of World 3. So the second half of World 3 is the only reason that no secret exits is impossible in this game. And you'll see why in a second. But first we have to kind of sit through this long cutscene before we have the chance to move.
Let's go.
Actually, so a nice little gimmick in this level is if I crouch off these moving ice platforms, for whatever reason, you keep some momentum, so it makes platforming on them quite easy, and especially after you've released the crouch, you tend to get most of your speed back, so it's very... biggest examples there. So if I've done the movement correctly, I should be here to do this. Yeah. So you see how much speed we're getting off of these ice... I don't even know what you call them, ice cubes, I guess. And that was a very clean 3-4. 3-4 is actually really difficult. A lot of that movement seems easy and seems clean to do. But when you're actually trying it yourself, you tend to stop a lot, and you tend to do a lot of... I guess you tend to go a lot more slower, usually. So it's one of those levels that you actually have to kind of put time into to learn. So on 3-5, we're going to do another skip. So this is actually kind of an auto-scroller. If you land on that pink block down the bottom there, you have to sit through a long auto-scroller. But if we have propeller, we can just kind of do this and, like, go fast. Ooh, I just missed it. This is the hardest jump in the level. There we go. Second try is good. So yeah, if we were to ride that little pink block down the bottom, it would have taken like... we just saved like 30 seconds in this level just alone. And that skip's actually one that's really easy to learn. But you do have to kind of hit the first half first try, or else you run out of time on the P-switch. So now, in both 3-4 and 3-5, we've turned on the red blocks. Which means it makes this level easier, and we can actually get the proper exit. And in 3-5, if you're casually 100% in the game, it allows you to get the secret exit, which gives you that star house. As you can see, we just kind of crouch jumping under all these flying Koopas and don't have to really worry about all these moving blocks anymore. Oh, that was awkward. Now we get to take the secret exit. Oh, the normal exit, sorry. That's not a secret exit, that's the normal exit. If you ever have the chance, there is a really awesome task by one of my friends, the Coding Boy. For this level in 3-player, you can actually get the normal exit without having to turn on the red blocks in 3-player, but it's extraordinarily difficult and should not be done, or should not be performed under RTA circumstances. But no. So now we move on into 3 castles. So this level actually has the most recent optimizations out of all the levels in the Cannonless. So, recently, as of like a month ago, we actually discovered a way to save 30 seconds in this level, which is huge time save in Cannonless. Although, even though it is 30 seconds of time save, it is practically almost RTA unviable. And that's mostly because there's no setup for it yet. It's a frame perfect trick with no setup. So I'm going to attempt it. And if I fail it, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so I messed up what the necessary movement for it, which isn't too bad. So the idea is you keep propeller here, and by keeping propeller through here, you oh my god. By keeping propeller here, you go and you so there's another snake block here, right? And so, oh my god, I'm not gaming, I'll tell you that. No, so by keeping propeller, we can actually skip the entirety of this snake block that we're about to ride. But the catch is you have to do this really extraordinarily difficult frame-perfect wall jump at the very end of the skip to even have a chance to make it. So unfortunately we lost propeller in the other room, which means we actually don't get to attempt it. But it's still a really cool trick, and you should definitely give it a look. It's actually already been done in an IL by my friend DCA, so the world record IL for this level, if you want to go check it out, is on speedrun.com. It's insane. It gets first try, so we call it LCK. It's known as latch clip kick because I discovered it, right? And when we discovered it, it's sort of a joke name, if anything. When we discovered it, it just kind of looked like Mario clipped into the wall for a second and was able to get a wall kick, but it's really not. That's not the case. Instead, we get to play with the penguin, though. The penguin's a pretty cool power-up. So in the normal route, we haven't lost any time. Thankfully, there's no more ice in this run. So, okay, so that jump I did there it's awkward. You just kind of have to run and jump and hope that you hit him, or else you kind of just don't get the hit. I wonder who actually discovered that hit. So now we're moving on to World 4. So World 4 is a water world, although there's actually only one level where you actually play it underwater, which is quite an odd sort of thing from Nintendo, only having one water level in the water world. But, you know, we go on. However, having Penguin Suit in this world is incredibly fast and very good. So even this first level that we're about to see, we can save heaps of time by having the Penguin Suit. Oh.
What?
So the gimmick with the penguin suit is that by pressing the run button, so either 1 or B, depending on your playstyle, he shoots for ice balls. But also, if you press the down button at full running speed, Mario just dives. And that is a huge time saver, as you can see in this level. He also swims fast. So for sections like this where we have to swim under things, he just kinda does everything. And so this level actually kinda is one of the levels that shows off all of the penguin suit's gimmicks. So there we freeze that urchin so we can just avoid having to swim into him. And that's practically the end of the level. There is a slight optimization I could have done there, where you spin jump a lot earlier and freeze one of the urchins. But it's very risky, and I've only been able to, I've been able to perform it consistently, but at the moment I just don't have the consistency for it. So moving on, we have Ted. Ted is the fish. Depending on where Ted likes to go will determine which level I do. But unfortunately, Ted is on the middle space, so we have to fight Ted. However, Ted is an easy fight, and we just get backup mushrooms anyway, so if anything goes horribly wrong in the run, we can just have some extra mushrooms. So moving on, so we now get a choice, so we're definitely going to do 4-2, because 4-2 is the faster of the two levels. Mostly because we actually get to utilize more of the penguin sort of dive ability. And we lost it. Spoke too soon. It's not the end of the world. I'm used to not having penguin suit here, to be honest. And it kind of makes this next bit of movement a little easier as well. So we grab star here, and we use it to avoid some of these platforms. And we get it back here as well. So again, this is I think the last level in the run actually that has this little gimmick where there's coin blocks that spit out a star if you have a star power up equipped.
Mario time. Yeah.
So moving on now, we have another tower level. This is actually one of the tower levels that, even if you have propeller, doesn't really speed it up too much. There's only one section I can think of that actually is actually faster with propeller. So it's kind of nice that this game kind of just sits in nicely with that sort of power-up routing there. So even if we had propeller, you can't actually get up there. You have to wait for these blocks. There's also one bit of RNG in this level that can really be mean to any runner, especially Mia, it seems. So that was a little fun bit of movement there, that triple jump. Wherever there's sort of a gap that might be too long to make with a normal jump, you should always try and do a triple jump. A lot of the time, you'll actually make it by doing a triple jump. So here's the part that can be... Oh! Of course I messed up the movement. And we get good RNG. Look at that. That was really nice of the level. So this is the section I was thinking of that might be faster with propeller, but it'd be very awkward and tight. And so we just don't bother doing anything with propeller in World 4. Plus it kind of makes the run a little more safer. Especially once you get to the World 4 segment, I guess. So now we fight Wendy. I know this Koopaling actually, because she's the only female Koopaling. Wendy's actually a pretty easy fight as well. Most of the tower fights are really easy. It's usually the actual castle fight that gets a bit beefed up. So we successfully beat up this Koopaling, and now we move on to probably one of the worst stages in the entire game, 4-4. So this is the second and final underwater level of the entire run. And with Penguin, it's quite easy. Without Penguin, it's not. However, there is a point halfway through the level if you choose to be able to get another penguin suit back, even if you're a small Mario.
What?
So, of course, we are going to take it. Because why wouldn't you? The reason this level sucks is will become apparent in about soon. So you see that in that pipe? That's a blooper, and not very good. There is a checkpoint. Okay, that's fine. That hit's fine. I know how to do the rest of the movement, and there's a checkpoint coming up anyway. So here, there's a checkpoint. So yeah, earlier we saw that the penguin suit has the ability to swim really fast, and so like that's really nice to have in this level especially. Fortunately, Nintendo was nice and was just like, well, how about we give them a penguin suit to play with? So by hitting this P-switch and then just swimming for our lives and entering this pipe here, this is actually how you get one of the star coins as well. There's 2 boxes here. They both have, they both technically support 3rd tier power-ups. But by getting both of them, we can get Penguin back, and it makes this level a lot more nicer having Penguin suit. And not only that, but we also get this. We get a star here, which makes this whole section here. If I didn't get that Penguin suit, actually, I feel like I would lose maybe a couple seconds based off a normal, like, non-Penguin suit 4-4. And there we go. See, moving through the game nice and smoothly now. Aiming for the good luck bronze. So coming up, we have a ghost house. This is the 2nd ghost house in the game, but it's the 1st of the run. So this ghost house here, we're actually going to take a secret exit. It's a pretty easy to find secret exit if you know where you're looking. There's also a star right at the start here, which I'm obviously going to take. It's faster not to grab that star. That's one of the stars that I was talking about that could be just not used in the run. Or it is faster without, sorry. But I grab it mostly for safety reasons. So by playing through this room nice and cleanly, we shouldn't be making mistakes like that, let's be honest. We get the secret exit, and now we skip a level. And we also get access to a star house, which we are going to take for multiple reasons that are about to become apparent. So we actually get to say hello to another toad again. This toad is very nice. He gives us a star, so we actually owe him $20. This toad we owe $20 to. But the one that needs saving, he owes us $20. So if chat can keep tabs on that, I guess, that'd be really nice. So entering Forecastle, this is it's a level. It's a pretty awesome level, I guess. If you define awesome as being bad, I guess. That's not, I don't know what happened there. Well, no, it's not even because that's a nice toad. And so the nice toad doesn't owe us $20, we owe him $20. But the bad toad, the one that needs saving, owes us $20. So yeah, again, we have these sort of skewers that are just trying to destroy us. And I just made myself lose Penguin suit. That's not the end of the world. So again, we see another triple jump come out. That's one of the ones that I used to never think was possible, and then I got it once and now I get it every time. So this section's made a lot easier with Penguin suit, because you can just go straight and swing through it all. Fortunately, I'm apparently able to play the video game now, so we're through. What is a bit unfortunate is that I need to be a 3rd tier power up to do this sort of damage boost that I was planning to do. So we get Fire Flower here because of the Wendy kill coming out. So Wendy, so as with most castles, the final boss of each castle has sort of a gimmick they get, thanks to Kamek. Wendy's gimmick is that her castle spews water everywhere. And unfortunately, we can't hit enemies, we can't jump on enemies' heads underwater. What we can do is, through the laws and physics of Mario lore, we are able to shoot fireballs underwater. So 5 fireballs. Okay, that's... Oh, come on. There we go, Mario. Because that wasn't good. So I think we're gonna have to 2-cycle Wendy. There's 1 fireball away. Definitely gonna have to be a 2-cycle. Unfortunately. I think I could have used that shield. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect. So now we get the same stock standard cutscene where Bowser Jr. jumps into Bowser's airship and flies away. We kind of have to just sit there and look at him go away because it's annoying. See, oh, so Bowser Jr. didn't jump in. He just wasted 2 extra seconds for us. I love that. So now that's kind of an introduction. Now we get to go play in Bowser's airship for a bit, because why not? Bowser was kind of getting bored of not having any of the action, so how about we go have a little talk with him. So what I'm going to do actually before I enter is I'm just going to click one of these mushrooms. Fellas, Bowser Jr. killed himself. So equipping one of these mushrooms, mostly just for safety reasons. Being small on this level is kind of a no-go. Even though literally here I just run through this. It's fine to run through this though because there is a checkpoint right there anyway. I'm actually going to spend a second to grab this mushroom as well. Holy, that was all over the place, let me tell you. So we get the pseudo propeller block, and we're going to use that to destroy Bowser. Well, it would have been Bowser, but it's actually Bowser Jr. Oh my god. So that's one thing I love about this game, is if you shake your Wii remote and hit Bowser Jr., you don't shake. I just got to drop the motion control. Either that or I didn't shake enough. It's usually though a drop motion control. That was almost really bad. So moving on, we're now into World 5. So World 5 is a jungle world, and as you can see on the overworld map there are these piranhas and there's these vines everywhere. The vines, although they look like they're going to get in my way, we actually have a route that gets around them just fine. So it's perfectly, like I know exactly where the vine cycle is gonna be per everything sort of thing. If you get what I mean, if you get what I'm throwing down. So here, I'm gonna do this triple jump here to set up a, I'm not even gonna set up a... That was kind of unfortunate. So what I was trying to do is set up a triple jump there into a ground pound. And by ground pounding onto the roulette block, I was gonna get a, star, which would have made that whole section a lot faster and easier. But instead, we have to kind of settle with not having it. So here, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a ice flower, and the whole idea is that by icing enemies, you can just kind of jump on them. And it makes life a whole lot easier. Oh, we got the frame perfect vine. Let's go. Honestly, World 5 is one of my favorite worlds to run.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Sorry about what I did to you earlier today, Bronze. I'm sorry. Nah, but in all seriousness, World 5 is one of my favorite worlds to run. It has a lot of cool tricks and a lot of cool little things, I guess. So now we have a forced fight with this piranha. There's actually, the only way to get past this piranha is to either die enough that the vine cycles are nice to you, or you just have to kind of fight him and hope for the best. However, fortunately, speedrunners have been able to figure out how to play this level fast. I am not one of those speedrunners apparently, but I guess that's fine. No. So now we get another split path. So we're going to take 5-3 because 5-3 is actually a harder level than 5-2. But the reason we're taking 5-3 is that we can get a backup propeller in it, and it's faster. Just overall, it's faster than 5-2, and I haven't played 5-2 since January of last year, so yeah. So there we go, we got the backup propeller, and we're gaming again. And hopefully we're going to keep this propeller all the way to the end of the game. So yeah, 5-3 has a lot of awkward movements that can be quite interesting for newer players to learn especially. So like here we do a ground pound cancel to let this bramble move around. And over here we do a turn back wall kick. There's actually invisible blocks I was just missing there. But you would have never noticed if I never told you. Getting a 4-4-1 pipe with a prop grab is actually really clean. So coming up now, we have one of the harder levels of the run, 5 tower. So this is another tower level, so having propeller is really nice. It's a cycle-based level as well. So we have cycles based off the IGT. So the most common cycle that people usually go for and get is 5-4-6. A small community of people go for the fastest cycle, known as 5-5-6. I am such one of those members of the community, thus I am enforced that I must go for 5-5-6. It's not because I don't know any other movement but 5-5-6 movement, it's just because I'm a member of this community. And I already messed it up. Unless I can land on this platform and get a quick movement. No. So yeah, I mess it up. So it's actually really tight. And when you actually get it, you kind of just fit through that small gap between the spike wall and the roof. It's not as tight as it used to be. We found a lot of like little optimizations that have helped the cycle kind of open up, and now people get even faster IGTs, but it's still known as one of those really difficult tricks in the game. Definitely not necessary to PB and Cannonless though. Oh yeah. So that was 5 tower. We just beat up Iggy pretty quickly. So now we're coming up to probably the most infamous level in the entire game, a level known as 5-4. So I think it's the only level in the entire game where you have to ride a raft, or it forces you to ride a raft to go from point A to point B. But with the propeller suit and a lot of creative movement, we've been able to actually figure out a way to skip it, but not only skip it, but do it in a really incredibly quick manner. And so that's why I'm going to be saving here, by the way, because this is a very difficult trick. And it's really nice that it comes right after tower, so we can save here and just reset the game quickly so we can just get our propeller back. If, say, we were to miss it. So yeah, just gonna have some quiet time so I can focus on it. So there we go. There was oh yeah, there is a Ralph level in World 6. I kind of forgot about him. But yeah, I had to reset the game so I could have another go at it. I kind of messed up the first wall kick. Pulled away from the wall too quickly. That was my fault. But let's have another. Oh my god, really? And let's try that again. Oh, enter 5 tower. Look, I swear, it's not a hard trick. I'm not good. There we go. So that should be the, yeah, that's everything. Alright, second try of 5-4 skip and a 3-5-8 to boot. Look, not too shabby, not too shabby. Glad I was able to pull it off. And that is probably the most stressful thing in the run, is doing that skip. So moving on now, we kind of go, yeah, first try, let's go. So moving on, we go into 5 Ghost House. So normally speedrunners will take, any percent runners at least will be taking the normal exit. But we're not doing any percent, we're doing Cannonless, which means we're not allowed to take that cannon. So we have to kind of just not take the secret exit. Fortunately, the secret exit and the normal route are very similar, so we just have to kind of run through everything and then jump over that hole. For the secret exit, you have to go underneath there. I'm gonna play that a bit safe. I would have gone for that jump had I have known where the block was, but now we're out of 5 Ghost House, and we're moving on to the final level of the world. Or at least one, no, sorry, not the final level of the world. This next level is actually the hardest level in the run. I've been practicing this level a lot recently. It's 5-5, so we're going to do this really annoying skip that saves about a minute, because it's an auto-scroller and we can actually skip auto-scrollers with Propeller Suit. So we're going to do this skip. I've been practicing it a lot, and if I don't get it, then it's not the end of the world, we can just do something else. But yeah, I've been practicing this skip a lot. So guys, wish me luck in chat, please. No. No. I missed it. No. Are you kidding? No, I missed it. Now I have to play 5 castle. Okay, joke's on you. That was an intentional death. We couldn't actually make it to the castle without taking the without taking a death somewhere, and it just so happens that taking a death in 5-5 is just the fastest method to go. I always bamboozle everyone. Whoa! Holy dude, I'm insane!
You should be nominated for an Oscar.
I should. Just gonna take a break. Come on, Mario, let's have a break. It's enough sketchy movement for one speedrun. Thank you, Mario. So I need to be big here, or else I'll be sad. Mario being big allows us to get a propeller at the very end of the level in one of the sketchiest places known to man. This is a Podoboo that I'm going to wait for. He's going to jump. Here we go. And we're going to get the propeller and we're going to be happy. We have a propeller now. Alright, so we had a pretty successful World 5, let's be honest, guys. Too bad we have probably the sketchiest boss in the entire game. For whatever reason, you could be on Iggy's head here and then just be like... No. You could be on, like, you could literally be on his head, like, standing on top of his head, and you would get hit, not him. Fortunately, the first hit is a little bit easier. I kind of played a little safer than normal. Usually you wouldn't fly up like that. I messed up that movement as well. Let's go. Okay, it's not the end of the world that we lost prop there, because we actually still have 2 backup props. Everyone, please donate for French, so Liquid Wi-Fi can live through terror. Alright, so moving on, this is now my favorite world in the run. World 6 has a lot of fancy movement, a lot of technical movement, and I'm a massive sucker for technical movement. So we'll see in this first level here, we can actually kind of get a spin really close to one of these, I guess they're called sandbars, I guess, or cliffs or whatnot that Mario climbs on, which is really nice. But first I need to equip a propeller. Fortunately, we have 2 of them. So here we go. Honestly, doing this level, this is probably the most stressful level in World 6. I think Josh can vouch for that. So as you can see, I get that spin there, and I just kind of fall down here. I'm gonna play that a bit safe. So there is a more optimal set of movement you can do for this part here. If you do a crouch jump off the edge there, you can get up into this little part, or that little part there, without having to have to climb on the cliffs. It's really difficult, and if you don't crouch at the very edge of the platform, then you just don't make it. So here we have to do some kind of awkward movement to get this star, but thankfully we got the star, and we're kind of chilling now for the duration of this level.
Mario time.
Alright, so coming up next, we have another split path. So we can either go to 6-2 or 6-3. We're going to go to 6-3 because going the 6-2 path, there's 2 levels, and 2 levels is never better than 1 level. It's just how that works. Even if 6-3 was an auto-scroller, 2 levels is never better than 1. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a bold statement. However, this level is not an auto-scroller, so 2 levels are better. 1 level is better than 2. So by doing some kind of precise crouch jumps, we can jump over these little beetles here. And just kind of not get hit. That's kind of the purpose of this level, it's just kind of in the way. We actually grab a shell here with some pretty cool movement. So we throw it here, and we actually kill these 2 piranhas, but also that, we knock out these guys, which kind of block our path, which is really nice to have. And that was a pretty clean 6 this level. So now we move on to a tower level that looks hard but isn't actually hard. 6 tower. The whole gimmick of it is there's this massive skewer going up and down throughout the entire level, and you're trying to do platforming while it's going up and down. So we just kind of, with the propeller suit, it makes it a whole lot easier, and you'll see why in a second.
It's a good time.
So by setting ourselves up against this wall here, we can just kind of fly up while also being like, you know, literally grazing our, I guess, thighs against the skewer. It's pretty PogChamp.
You all good for a donation?
Absolutely, go ahead.
We have the biggest one for the marathon. The one and only Liquid Wi-Fi sent us a $160.94 donation saying Spanish please, which obviously puts Spanish in the lead for the donation.
So while you were reading that, I kind of messed up the fast cycle movement. But hey, we made it. That's what's important, is we made it and we didn't die. You can go ahead and read more if there's any more.
Oh, we do actually. We have a... I'm gonna have to put on my best... This Parlez-vous Français donated $107.50 saying bonjour from Paris. Put this towards La Français for Les Simpsons. I assume that is hit and run in French. Merci. Alrighty. So $107.50 added towards that. Spanish is still in the lead, but French is closely behind by only like $35.
Come on, guys, $35 and you can do it.
If you want to see French, just have a look at the donation incentives and just try and match that.
Easy.
And also with that donation brings us to a milestone of 3K.
Ooh, let's go. Yeah, this is just kind of a free level, so not really much to talk about. I mean, here we grab a shell. We like grabbing shells in this game. We grab a shell mostly because it stops us from grabbing the wall there, and also we kill the fish. Oh, I missed it. There we go. So there's actually a secret exit here, which allows us to skip one level. Although granted, that one level is an auto-scroller, and auto-scrollers are boring. So thank you, Nintendo, for the secret exit. Oh. Go ahead.
Looks like we got a big donation here, another and more. French, please, just donated $43.37 and just says France. France is now ahead by $5. If you want to see a certain language played a Simpsons hit and run, the next run, please get that money in and check incentives! ! Incentives.
Let's go, France. Alright, 6th Castle is... Okay, I lied about 6-1 being maybe the most stressful level in the run, or in, well, 6th Castle is also pretty stressful if you're not on the good cycle. So as long as I don't mess up my room 1 movement, I should be on the good cycle. But that's all well and good unless I actually get it. So 559. A low 559 is what we want to see there. So that means we're on the... Oh god, that we just clipped through. That's not fair. Chat wants to skip my game. This is not good. I need to play better. I need to be French. So, oh, I got hit. That's fine. We made it anyway. We don't technically need propeller going into 6 airship, although we are going to equip it anyway because it's a really funny actually technically yes, there's a faster way to do the 6 airship fight with propeller, which is kind of funny as well, so we're definitely gonna give that a go. But here we just have off-brand Roy, I guess you can call him. He's just trying to destroy us, I guess. He's a kind of easy fight as well, although I never remember where he pops out. All I know is he's going to be here. Again, pretty easy fight, and we just have to collect the key again. And we get to see Bowser Jr. jump off a cliff again. Great value, Roy. And now Bowser Jr. died. And that's the end of the run, guys. Bowser Jr.'s... No, I'm joking. Continue. Right. So now we're moving into 6 airship. A long auto-scroller. This is kind of more the boring part of the run now. We kind of just have some mediocre levels for a bit, especially this one. And I forgot to equip propeller, so we don't get to see the funny kill.
Oh no. Do we have time for a donation?
Absolutely, we're in a massive auto-scroller.
We just got a... Is this No, it's second. $160.40 donation by Up John, who says this has been a great run so far. Keep up the awesome work. Put this towards French. So French is now in the lead by $165. If you want to see Spanish, put in your life savings.
No, I want to see France. I mean, we can collect some of the star coins. We can't collect all of them because we'd lose time going for the second one. Yeah, that's where the second coin is, down there. Plenty.
Alright. Shy Guy 0404 just donated $54.06. From the age of 10 to 21, I struggled with depression, anxiety, PTSD, and my identity. Anything is almost better than being in a state of despair. Speedrunning and playing games casually while growing up helped me stay sane for most of it. I wish I could hang out with you all again and hope you are all safe at these times. Love, Shy Guy.
That's awesome.
Very touching message. Speedrunning brings us all together, that's why we're here.
So let's knock Bowser Jr. into some electricity. This is actually... Don't hit the controller into the desk. There we go. Whew. That's a good arm workout. That's actually something I should mention. So a small optimization you can do at the end of each airship is to land on the right side of the level when you finish, because you actually fall faster. It hasn't been tested, but it is believed to be true. So now we're moving into World 7, the Cloud World. You'd expect this world to be like, you know, full of propellers, right? It's the Cloud World, it's the Sky World. Propeller is the Sky power-up. No. This world loves its ice mushrooms. This is one of those levels. So again, this is kind of a mediocre level. Not really much we can really do to speed it up. Okay, that damage boost is fine because I was planning damage boost anyway. I don't know why I've been able to make that jump in practice. I guess it's just not one of those jumps you make consistently. And I have to wait for these cycles. Come on. I'm just gonna wait a split second. Alright, now that we've got stress out, and the and we've been able to beat 7-1, we now get to play 7-2. Easily the worst level in Cannonless. It's extraordinarily boring. Even practicing this level can just be overwhelmingly just why? There's nothing that we really do to make it go faster apart from like skipping these bubbles. It's just one of those levels that kind of just exists and you kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like Nintendo could have done anything else and they kind of just did this. Like, cool, bubbles in the sky, we can swim in them. This gimmick would have been so much cooler if, say, you know, there was lava everywhere and like it was a rocky cave, kind of like what they've done with, what they did with, they did it in, newer Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is a ROM hack that's really good. In newer Super Mario Bros. Wii, one of the special worlds levels is a lava cave in which you have to traverse the level in these bubbles. And honestly, it's one of my favorite levels in the entire game. And yet, we get this in the original game. Fortunately, this is the end and we get to stop looking at this monstrosity. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk about 7-2 and how bad it is.
You got any time for donation?
Go ahead.
Craig or Bagel just sent us $53.65. He says, "Thanks for putting on yet another great marathon. Put this towards Spanish. Me gusta."
Oh no.
That brings, if I assume it's updated, that brings Spanish to just over $100 behind French. So if you want to see Spanish, just have a look at the incentives. So you take so much incentives in chat and just have a suss through that.
Sick. Now we get to play 7-3, an actually fun level. So we can do some small auto-scroller skips here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump off of this platform here, and then just fall, and then just fly. And we're safe. If you didn't already notice, I have propeller back now. This level is full of propellers, so it's really nice to have it just before 7 Tower especially. And that was one of the most stressful jumps in the level, and we nailed it. Alright, so now we get to play 7 Tower, which is, in my opinion, the best tower in the game. Apart from the 3rd star coin. We don't like the 3rd star coin. But 7 Tower, like, in a speedrun sense, is a magnificently beautiful level. And I can't wait to show it off. So, let's show it off. Also, quiet time. That was so clean. That was incredibly clean. Well, that's 7 tower done. As you noticed, we didn't actually fight Ludwig. We just kind of exited the level. We took the back exit. That's what we did. And the back exit gives us an auto-scroller. Who would have thought? And unfortunately, this is one that we can't skip. So we just kind of have to, you know, chill. And talk about how French is the superior language. Shoutouts to Lunith, who assumes that every living creature is Jeff or Geoff.
I mean, if you guess them all, you're gonna get one right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ooh, so this level is the reintroduction of our guy. You probably saw him appear out of the clouds. Yosh. Yosh is back. And he is very awesome. Except for the fact that he isn't. Yoshi's kind of underpowered in this game. You can't really take him out of the level, so if you find him in a level, you can't take him to other levels. He just kind of has to exist on the side with you. So you can kind of like throw his tongue out a bit. Look, you can do that. If you look at the animation, Mario's literally pulling his eyes back to force the tongue out. I think it's a very gruesome act, I think. And we kind of just have to jump on some beetles for a bit. Fun fact about the beetles, if you jump on, I think it's 8 of them, they play a little tune and you can hear it as well, high-pitched tune. If you jump on 8 of them, you get a 1-up. Yeah, I mean, with SMW Yoshi, you can literally spawn bosses and exit the level quicker. Imagine how much time we could save if we were able to spawn like Ludwig in 7.6. How epic would that be? Unfortunately, NSMVW's coding is a little better. So they added an N and a B to the title as well, and switched around the. No, they didn't switch around anything. So you can kind of tell that maybe the coding might be a little better. Although they did forget that if you hold neutral with a Yoshi, you kind of just keep full running speed while you do a flutter. So I thought that was pretty cool. He's gone now. If only Yoshi Wings existed. If only. For context, I didn't actually mean to kill Yoshi. I wanted to keep him to the end because he kind of dances with you. And I like seeing the dance. But I almost died, which would have been horrible. And so now we're off to the castle. And you may be wondering, well, there's another secret exit in Ghost House. For any of you who are actually keenly aware of New Super Mario Bros. Wii stuff, there's another secret exit in the Ghost House that we could take that skips a level. And technically it would be faster, but because we can climb into the roof of the castle and go straight to the boss fight, it actually ends up being slower. So now we get to experience 7 Castle without actually playing the level, which in my eyes is a pretty cool trade-off. And now we actually get to fight Ludwig. We don't kind of just run away from the back entrance. So guys, if you were ever wondering how the bosses get between the tower and the castle so quickly, they just take the back exit and enter from the back exit. Oh, they take the back exit from the tower and enter through the back exit of the castle. So Ludwig is actually a pretty easy boss to do. You just have to fly above him just before he comes out of his shell. Oh, I missed him. It's fine. And yeah, without having propeller there, it is a little more stressful. But hey, we made it, and now we're on to World 8, which also has some pretty sick tricks and tech and all this other jazz that we like to see. So now we're into the final world of the run, and usually you'd be thinking, well, that's pretty cool. And of course, you're at the end of this marathon of a category, at least in my eyes. But you reminisce on your run, and you think, well, did I have some fun? There were some hiccups, there were some ups, there were some downs, but definitely had some fun. And then you get to 8-1. And you kind of do some slides and whatnot. And you have to dodge these meteorites, but let's call them meatballs. So by grabbing this shell, again, and flying and throwing it there, we just saved a second over not doing that. That's some of that sick tech I was talking about, where you fly and throw a shell and you get full speed again. That's the only application in any percent, and I think Cannonless at the moment as well. So coming up at the end of the level here, I'm going to do some intentional damage boosts. And also I'm going to do this triple jump here. And no, I'm going to run into the lava. That is... Ooh. That is a moment of... that's a moment you have to think about and you go, well, hold on. Nah. It's fine. We can actually still attempt that triple jump. Because we can grab a fire flower here. So all is good in the house. So as you can see, we do the first jump, slide, and by doing that triple jump, you only just make it over that last lava pillar. And if you're wondering, oh, you just have iframes going over that, just jump through it. You don't. You actually lose iframes. I think it's a frame or two before you are like over the peak of that,
Mario time.
what is it? The, thing. So that's 8-1, and now we move on to 8-2. And I do have a backup propeller, but it's actually faster to do this level as Small Mario and not collect any sort of mushroom or anything throughout the entirety of the level.
No. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, next level you'll be able to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by keeping Small Mario, we can do some pretty awesome tricks and stuff, and it's faster IGT and RTA to be Small Mario here, so that's kind of nice. So if you ever actually watch the ASM2020 TAS, if I should mention it, they actually don't do that damage boost in 8-1, and they do this entire level as Propeller Mario, and because they are able to keep Propeller through these two levels and only lose like a second over doing the damage boost, they actually save, I think, 3 seconds in the next level of having Propeller. But the movement is extremely difficult with prop route, so no one does it. So coming up, so this is the main reason we keep Small Mario through this level, is this corridor here is a lot easier with Small Mario. Holy! I just got a 4-2-4.
Alright, we all good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Liquid Wi-Fi back at it again. $267.82. And he just says Spanish. Gee, someone really wants Spanish.
That's a... God. Spanish must really love watching the Oz Speedruns channel.
That puts Spanish ahead at 100.
So coming up, we have 8-7. If you've ever played this game with your friends, you may remember 8-7 as being the level you would throw all your friends off the boat. I never had friends growing up, so I never threw my friends off the boat. So let's just play the video game fast. Only growing up, says Zelda Cubed in the chat. That is, oh my. Okay, so for any of you who are unaware, on that section there that we just got past, there is a pixel perfect point on the boat that you can just kind of clip through it. And it just kind of happens. And we don't know why. You just clip through it. Oh, and also to speed up this level, we jump off of the train as early as possible to save as many frames as possible. Just fun. So here we are on the final train of the level. It's a double train. It's really easy. This is kind of the calm before the storm. The next level is definitely a very difficult level. It's also a very flashy level, and it is very hard to speed up. Right? It's not very hard to speed up. There's a lot of optimizations you can do, and we're definitely gonna do all of them. Trust me. And there's a strat we don't like to name in the at the end of the level, mostly because if named, any ASM2020 runner will experience some level of PTSD, which will harm both their mental state and their ability to render anything. So let's do it. And for anyone wondering, we entered with a normal Mario, even though we have a backup propeller. We don't have to stress because there's just a propeller right here. And so in 8 Airship, there's a few, like, we call them skips. So the idea is that there's a few little screws that we have to unscrew some things, and it causes the level to like open up a bit so we can continue. We don't want to do that though because it's slow. Fun fact about this pipe actually, even though we have to wait the cycle, if you're in multiplayer, you can actually load the pipe on the screen later and actually get into it faster. So this is the first of the skip, just kind of jump down there and fly. The second one's a little more difficult, but definitely for a well-trained runner, it's not that hard. We then have this skip here, which can be done two ways. This way, which is faster, and I'm the only one in the world that does that way. Or just by flying through. And then we get this skip. And we're pretty well in the house. It was a pretty clean airship, honestly. Been messing that up all day. And now we get to fight Bowser Jr. And I'm definitely gonna go for the strat that shall not be named. You'll kind of get the idea of it once we do it. If I perform it, it is a difficult strat. But if I do it, we get to party. If I don't do it, we get to party. So I messed up the first hit. I will go for the backup one. Oh, I'm falling. That's not good. Oh. So as you saw, Mario kind of ground pounded there into Bowser Jr.'s cart. If you get within... There's a 2-frame window that you can get the correct ground pound. If you can get it, Mario just hits Bowser Jr. and you don't have to use a bomb to hit him. Done perfectly, the strat saves upwards of about 30 seconds over not doing it. Not going for it. Which is insane. And that strat was kind of the thing that pushed a lot of... So, in any percent, there was kind of one runner who had a 24, so a sub 25, and he was the only one in the world to have done sub 25. And there were a lot of other runners that were close to, but not quite at sub 25. And then it was discovered that this strat was discovered, right? And then straight away, in the years preceding it, I think the next 2 years preceding it, many people started to get 24s. And now I think there's 17. The top 17 are all sub 25, which is insane to see. it doesn't actually save. It's not that necessary for Cannonless, which is, you know, nice. And now we get to play the final level of the game. Yes, Green Uprooter did discover it. And if I had kept Propeller in Airship 6 as well, or 6 Airship, we would have actually been able to do something similar and just hit Bowser Jr.'s head, rather than knock him into the electricity. But that's boring. So there, we get a crouch triple jump. So anytime you crouch jump, it kind of stores a jump. So you kind of get a double jump out of it. But sometimes if you crouch fall like here, you can just get a double jump out of it. And you've never jumped at all beforehand, but it just works. So there we go, into that pipe. And now we get an auto-scroller room. So to speed this room up, you just have to do some stuff and then try and enter this end pipe as early as possible. I have a setup that not many people like. It works for me and only me. And hey, that's all you can ask for.
Time for a quick donation.
Go ahead.
Tom Cummings donated $11.31. He said French, please. Looks like a lot of people are keen for this bit more between French and Spanish.
Yes, if you haven't already, please donate to Beyond Blue, and make sure you choose French, because it is the superior language to Spanish.
Agreed.
Yeah. And now we get to go fight Bowser. Also, we entered the pipe, by the way. That was a pipe we entered, not the lava. Or the platform. So these fireballs actually we're passing through, they are all RNG, and we actually got a really nice pattern. Some patterns you just can't get through without, like, by holding right and going. So you just kind of have to lose a second or two. And now we get to fight Bowser. Alright, so that's Bowser. And you see Peach up in the top there, right? So Peach is kind of chilling up there. So we look at Peach for a bit and we go, well, that's pretty cool. That's Peach, right? And then we think, like, is Peach coming down? No, Peach is actually a glasses-wearing freak known as Kamek. And now we have to kind of just... Now we have to fight Bowser again. And here he is. He's a large man. He grew a few inches, actually, guys. He went through a growth spurt. And so what I'm doing here is I'm manipulating Bowser's fireball height. So they go at the perfect height. So they break the blocks at, like, the perfect height. Oh, yes. Oh, no, I missed one. It's too good. No, it's good. Yeah, so I missed one fireball, which is fine. And then we get to the platforming section. I've done this platforming section quite a bit. It can be awkward for newer runners, and you see a lot of them just juggling and losing upwards of like 20 seconds in this section alone if they don't learn the proper movement. But timing ends when I hit this final switch here. And so that's time. I wonder what my time was.
With the run end, I may as well just get the dono. Softy with the $25 donation, saying going to need a little bit of help here, chat. Alright, come on, chat.
Come on, chat. French.
Softy is putting that $25 for French primarily because a bit of friendly competition sounds great.
I got a 143.50. That's pretty cool.
French.
Everybody chant it. French.
Yeah! Very good one, Bro Lachurs, right there. Thanks for having me. Next stop. Actually, wait. You got any work? You got any?
Yeah, I was gonna say some stuff. Thanks for having me on the show. I would like to say that if you want to see more NSMBW, we currently have an any% tournament going on. on Speed Gaming. The next match is actually in a couple hours, 6 hours from now, at 9 p.m., which is between me and another runner known as Tuisku. And if you want to see more NSMB series stuff in general, we actually have a relay next weekend next weekend on the GDQ hotfix between all of the NSMB games. So that's the DS one, the Wii one, the 3DS one, and both the Wii U versions. And that's going to be a really cool watch as well. So make sure to catch that. July 19th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. EST. So yeah, I think that's all from me.
Yeah, that was Lachurs with New Super Mario Bros. Wii on the Wii U Cannonless. Next up, we have The Simpsons Hit and Run by the one and only Liquid Wi-Fi. Once again, if anyone wants to donate to the next donation incentive, which is language choice for Simpsons Hit and Run, you can do !incentives in chat. Currently, it looks like Spanish is in the lead by $140. And we just had a donation from anonymous NATO Potato 88, who gave us $22, who says, "Beyond Blue has changed me as a person, all because they saved someone I knew. After learning the effects they went through, it changed me and made a massive difference through this one. I went through a bad phase, but opened up to others, and I'm back to it. Would love to see Shah Spanish for Amigos." Some very inspiring messages here from a lot of the donors. But yes.
Also, Nunchuck Gang.
Yeah.
Only surviving Nunchuck runner.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess not much else to say.
Yeah, that's all from me.
Hand it over. We've got about 17 minutes. And then, yeah.
Alright. Fuck.